everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering season 1 of the American-style anime from Rooster Teeth, GENLock.
Now this show is set 50 years in the future and tells the story of an oppressive authoritarian force that threatens to conquer the world. A daring team is recruited to pilot a new form of devastating mecha, but they must be willing to sacrifice everything to save the world, including their own consciousness.
Right. And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World Pause videos.
Now the first things we're going to talk about are the things that were great about this show. One, it was anime.
Right.
That was the first thing. An actual American-made anime, which there are so few of, and we hope there are more. And that it starred
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
Is the lead role.
Yes. And he did a fantastic job. And that there was great diversity in the cast of characters.
Right.
Let us make some people familiar with some of that diversity.
Right. Well, first you have, of course, Michael B. Jordan as Julian Chase. You had Dakota Fanning as Miranda Worth. Maisie, is that her name? Maisie Williams? Maisie Williams as Cameron McLeod. You had Koichi, got it finally, Yamadera as Kazuhida.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Could you pronounce his name for me, please? I'm sorry. I cannot read.
First is a woman, and second is called Shifta Farahani.
Okay.
And she was an Iranian fire pilot.
Right. And then you have Asia Kate Dillion, who voiced Val/Valentina, who's, of course, Russian.
A Russian covert agent.
Right.
You had David Tennant.
Scrooge McDuck.
As Dr. Weller, who was the scientist who created the GENLock program.
Right. Yeah, Monica Rial, who you know from My Hero Academia and other anime. As Colonel Raquel Marin.
She was the leader of the Vanguard. Right.
And then Gray Haddock as Lieutenant Leon August. And quite a few other people.
Don't forget Miles Luna as Miguel Ormigas.
Right.
He was the mecha mechanic who had a friendship with Chase.
Right. And you have Blaine Gibson as Robert Sinclair, was another Vanguard specialist. And
this core cast of characters covered every, I would probably say every diversity possibly imaginable in many ways. And then they would have additional minor characters who came on who even continue to flesh out and add more diversity. So they did a fantastic job at making this a cast where anyone who was looking for representation got it.
Right.
Period, all the way around. Fantastic job by Rooster Teeth. Another good thing is that they took a chance and made this series. I don't know, I'm sure you do. Was this before or after Ruby?
It's after, because they kept saying it's reminiscent of Ruby. It's the same company.
I know. So they did something a little different. It might have been reminiscent, but it was totally different from the series Ruby itself. And the animation was pretty good.
Yes.
It was definitely
very well
good.
done, because we've seen some anime being done in this style now, like with the Ultraman reboot and so forth.
Now, we've heard that they're getting a season 2.
Right, at some point. We don't know if they're still going to do it. One, because of ratings, and two, because of the events that are happening. We don't know if they're actually going to be working on it or not.
But if they do, we'll be willing to sit and watch season 2. Now, here are the things that, for us, GENLock didn't deliver. Fleshed out characters.
Yes. Now, while they did succeed in putting in lots of diversity of all kinds in the show, unfortunately, they put so much effort into that their characters did not feel like characters. They didn't have much of personalities for you to get attached to or funny little things that made them stand out. All they really were aiming for and constantly reminded you with their dialogue and conversations that this character is from another country. This character is from Japan. This character is from Scotland. This character is Russian. This character is non-binary, and that is it. They did not go into detail about their backstory, what their likes and dislikes, their talents, how they are as characters, and how they're supposed to work together as a team like a little Voltron. None of that was in there. The most to get the most contrast was Julian, and only because of what happened to him.
And still on that they failed, and I have to say they failed because you have Michael B. Jordan, who played Killmonger. He's produced and directed and starred in Raising Dion and a host of other critically acclaimed live-action roles, and you've got this guy with this amazing voice, this amazing talent for acting, this amazing talent for putting emotion into his characters and just upping the value of character development, to the utmost, and you didn't utilize him in that way with Julian Chase.
Right.
Based on what we know about Michael B. Jordan and what we've seen of his caliber of work, we think that due to the writing, he was flat.
Yeah.
And he could have been a whole lot more rich and wonderful and varied because of the talent that he brings. And for me, I'm hoping that in season 2, they correct that.
Right. Because there's definitely more room to improve and expand on the world. Because there were only a few episodes. There weren't that many. Only 8 episodes. And they're only about 30 minutes or less. You could binge watch the whole season in a day. And the most they did flesh out was how the mech suits work, how it works with their consciousness, and the rules about it, and why this world was like that, and with these aliens, might as well say aliens, invading them. And that's really the most they flesh out, is that they really expand on that, and the backstory of that, and that's about it. And when you look at the mechas and how it's supposed to work, you unfortunately get more vibes from Voltron. And we don't mean in a bad way as in Voltron's a bad show. It's not. But in terms of you're starting to see Voltron and the teamwork type of show
and the
being
colors
done.
Of the armor, the suits, I should say, the colors of the suit and different things like that. Yeah, you start seeing where there's definite correlations between it being Voltronized.
Right,
That's what I'm gonna go.
right. And we're seeing it now so much. It's like, well, you said this stuff about this show. Why is this being replicated multiple times over when they could have used that to their advantage? I'll just be glad they haven't transformed into one giant mecha. Then you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna shut this off.
Now, granted, they only had 8 seasons. Hopefully, in season 2, they get more. And we do have a little more information that October 14th of last year, it was announced that the second season is going to be released on HBO Max. For 90 days before it's released on Rooster Teeth for first members. So it'll be a while before we actually get to see this whenever it does come out.
We personally do not have HBO Max. So yes, that's going to be a little weird, but it's not be like, oh my gosh, we're waiting for season 2 more seasons to be like, okay, when you're ready.
Another character that could have had some more development was the one by Maisie Williams, Cammy McLeod, who was the Scottish hacker. And you could see where they were going with the development of this character. You could see she was going to be interesting, and she reminded me so much of the character on...
the Dragon Prince?
Yes.
Rayla.
Yes, she reminded me so much of her. She sounded like her. She did a great job. You could see where... The potential was for this character to be major, have a major impact, and to actually be as popular or even as more dominant a character as Chase.
Right.
But it looked like they kept pulling back. It looks like they kept pulling back where someone would move forward and they would go, oh, that's too much. Let's just pull her back a little. Oh, that's great. Let's have it where she can design this, that, and the other. No, let's pull it back. Oh, let's have it where she's just so brilliant that she can figure out what to do before someone even gives her the equipment to do it. Oh, let's just pull her back. She's 17. You've got her brilliant, and she's fun, and she's interesting. Let go the reins and let this character develop into what she was meant to be.
Right. And it's possible that she'll finally get more development and stuff and let them do more in season 2, as with the other characters, other than just them being international or representation. It'll actually be more interesting to learn about these characters so you can, feel for them when they're on this journey to save the world. Because that is definitely important if you want to keep your audience going, if you plan to go for more than 2 seasons of this show.
Right. So we're looking forward to season 2. Season 1 didn't exactly do it for us. We tried it, we watched it, and again, we have found the great things about it, and we can see the potential for this to turn into a really great series with really great characters. So, we're looking forward to season 2 whenever we are able to watch it. Now, if you've seen GENLock and you love it, let us know about it in the comments below. If you don't like it, let us know for you what you thought was lacking and how it could be improved. And if you are familiar with other Rooster Teeth animation or anime shows, and share some we should watch as well. Besides Ruby, which we started.
Right. And be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future Paws podcasts.
Yes.
So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Oscar Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting flashing lights. Trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Hit her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket. Give it to you.